Hi, welcome to Deel. We are happy to have you on board. We know that you may have many questions as you onboard with us in Austria, so we will be going through some country-specific information, such as the social security number and e-card in Austria, the salary installments, health and safety training, and lastly, the public holidays and the paid time off. If you already have worked in Austria before, you can add your existing social security number on the Deel platform during your onboarding. If you do not yet have a social security number, you can download the application statement from the compliance documents section of the platform and upload it back signed. You will then be enrolled in the statutory health insurance program through the Austrian Health Insurance Fund. The enrollment will be completed in your first month of employment. The social security number will appear on your profile under social insurance number on the Deel platform. Once the number appears in the field, you will have to follow the registration process as described on the statement you downloaded so that you can receive the physical e-card. If you need to add dependents to this coverage, please contact the Austrian Health Insurance Fund through their website for further assistance. Your employer is not able to organize this on your behalf. According to the Austrian standard, you will receive your salary in 14 installments each year. You will receive 2 additional payments and find the additional payslips on the Deel platform in June and November. Deel prepared you a health and safety training package in line with the Austrian regulations. Within your first week of employment, you will be sent an invitation to the annual health and safety training. The email will come from Workrite. This training is mandatory and you will need to complete it within 60 days of receiving the invitation. For more information, please review our FAQ that can be found in your welcome email. You are entitled to all Austrian national holidays. You will not need to request time off for any of the holidays on the Deel platform. You are automatically entitled to those rest days. Regarding your paid time off entitlement, please always make sure to add your PTO dates on the Deel platform so that your employer can track your entitlement in line with Austrian regulations. Note that your entitlement is calculated based on employment year from your first day of employment and not based on the calendar year. Please visit the Time of Policy section in the platform for more information. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Deel. We hope this information was helpful to you and your onboarding journey.
So you want to hire an employee in another country? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm Guy from Deel, and we're leading the charge to help every business hire anyone, anywhere around the world. So let's jump right into it. If you're trying to hire an employee in another country, chances are you'll need to set up an entity. That means you'll probably hear your CFO saying something like, "Not another one, really?" Or HR being like, "Now we have to figure out all the local labor laws." It's not a super easy or fun thing to set up. It basically means you need to have a local office, an address registered as a subsidiary, a local bank account. Having to do all this, plus navigating regional benefits, payroll, taxes, compliance, HR laws, can take a long time, costs a lot of money to do. Your business can also get into some trouble if you don't properly comply with the local labor laws. Think things like termination, parental leave, minimum wage. Have you ever tried terminating someone in France or Brazil? Trust me, it's a headache, and that's when EOR comes in handy. So what exactly is an EOR? An EOR allows companies to quickly hire an employee anywhere in the world without having to set up a local entity. Essentially, the EOR acts as a local foothold in a country where the business operates in. So they can seamlessly hire an employee on a business's behalf. Say you're a British business and you want to make a hire in Argentina. Well, with an EOR you can. So once you onboard with an EOR, they'll take care of everything. Hiring, onboarding, HR admin. So you're fully compliant to hire everywhere. So, how does this all work? While an employee will be on the payroll of the EOR, they'll still technically work for the company using the EOR, just like any employee. When the EOR onboards the employee, they'll sign a localized contract with explicit details of their role and their responsibilities at the company where they're working. So on the EOR's end, they handle everything related to hiring. That means creating the compliant contracts, making sure income taxes and salaries are paid, and covering social contributions as well. Basically, all statutory requirements in that country. Now, while the EOR takes care of all this, it's the company's responsibility to pay the employer costs. So what do employer costs actually entail? Now, employer costs are the benefits, the taxes, and the fees a government actually requires the employer to pay when hiring in their country. These costs are based on the employee's salary. They're different in every country and they can change year over year. Let's talk about equity. The big question we always get asked, can the business provide employees with equity? The short answer is yes, but it really depends on the country. For example, in the US, companies can issue what's called non-qualified stock options, also known as NSOs. Since the company doesn't actually have a direct relationship with the employee, the NSO is actually the only viable option. So how do you handle benefits? Each country has its own set of laws with benefits they have to provide to employees. These range from health and unemployment insurance to social security. The EOR exists to ensure every employee receives all the necessary localized benefits, along with any optional benefits the employer would like to also provide. How to deal with intellectual property and non-competes. EOR services tend to have IP protection clauses built into their contracts. This means that any and all IP passes through to the customer. It's not the only way to do this, but it is the most enforceable. Also, it's good to note that while in theory a non-compete sounds ideal, they don't typically work internationally. And lastly, what about contract termination and severance? Handling these according to a country's local labor law is crucial. These laws often vary depending on the employee's location, though typically you always need to pay attention to the proper termination notice, the severance payouts, and managing any accrued benefits like unused holidays. The EOR manages the entire process to ensure everything goes super smoothly. Luckily, with Deel, you can use us as your EOR to hire seamlessly in over 100 countries worldwide. It's payroll, compliance, and full-time employment all in one dashboard. Yeah? Again?